So we finished sewing together pieces 1 and 2. Now we're moving on to 3 and 4. And eventually we'll be sewing piece 4 to piece 1 and 2. So we're going to need 3 pieces of thread that are the same length. The instructions say 88 centimeters. So let's look here on our ruler. 88 centimeters is just a little more than 34.5 inches. I'm going to cut mine to 35 inches. Go ahead and, just like we did before, thread up both ends of the thread with a needle. So just like before, you're going to go ahead and thread up both ends of the thread with a needle. I've already got this one knotted. So here, you run it through the eye. You stab it through the thread. It's kind of like skewering it. You're going to pull this down, and then it's going to slowly slip up and make a knot there at the end. So now both of our needles are threaded, and we're ready to start doing that decorative stitch on the top of piece 3. So here's piece 3. We're going to start at one corner and just go all the way down. When we begin, we want to make sure that we have equal pieces on both sides. Okay. And remember, the key is to always make sure that you're giving your thread a tug after you finish each set of cross stitches. Okay, so there's I'm going to go back through that same hole that the other needle just came up through. And, oops. Give it a tug. One of the problems I keep running into is there are magnets here, and the needles keep wanting to grab onto it. So when it looks like I'm fumbling, a lot of times the needle has magnetized to it on either the front or the back. There we go. And we'll just work all the way down. One thing I wanted to mention that's different on the top thread that you do on piece number 3, the decorative stitch. So we went in and out all the way down just like we did the other stitching. But then when we got to the back, when we get to the back, you tie it into 2 knots, trim it, and then heat seal it just like piece 1 and 2. But instead of just going back and forth and heat sealing it, you do go ahead and tie 2 knots back there. So now we're going to go ahead and sew, just like we sewed on piece 3, the top edge, we're going to sew the top edge of piece number 4. You're going to use one of those pieces of thread that we cut that were 88 centimeters, and you're going to go ahead and thread up your needle on both ends of the thread and stitch exactly the same. So now what we do is we take our pieces 1 and 2 that we stitched together, and our piece 4, this is that line that we left open. You'll notice they line up, and we're going to stitch them together. should have one more piece of thread that is 88 centimeters long. Go ahead and get your 2 needles threaded up. So for putting pieces 1 and 2 to piece 4, we use the same stitch. So we've got that empty hole. It's going to line up with this hole, and we're going to stitch the same way we've been stitching all the others. So I've almost completed sewing these 2 sections together. So this is that first section that we created, which was piece 1 and 2, and then this is piece 4. And I've done the same stitch, but I think I found a way to show you guys, just so you can get an idea of how it is. The easiest way I found to do this one, and it's just to keep flipping it back and forth. And then I just keep flipping it back and forth. I'm standing up just to make the video a little easier for you guys. And then hold it down. These pieces are just so big, it's hard to get them into the You know, and just like before, every time you do a cross section, you do want to make sure that you keep tightening it. And then I'll just go ahead and complete it, and then we'll move on to the next step. To tie these off, I'm going to go ahead and knot them, and I'm going to double knot it. And for the amount of string I had left, it was easier to do the knots with the thread already cut from the needles. So I'm going to cut just a little bit, leave just a little bit of a tail, and then I'll burn these 2 ends and move on to the next step. For this next section, you're going to need the 2 pieces that we've sewn together so far, which this was piece 1 and 2, piece 4, and then you're going to be piece number 6, and what this is going to do is form those side curves. You're also going to need both of your needles, and then you need 220 centimeters of thread. I rounded it up and did 80 inches. So when you look at piece number 6, you'll notice that there are larger holes in several sections, and we're going to use those holes to line up. So the first one, so this is how it's going to end up going, is like this. It's going to end up going like this. So the first one we're going to do is we're going to take this large hole, and we're going to line it up with this very first hole here. So it's going to go like this. So now that you've got your needles threaded, what we're going to do is we're going to start working with piece number 6 and these 2 pieces that we joined together. So you'll notice that there are several large holes. Those are what we're going to use to match up. First one, we've got the small side pointed to pieces 1 and 2 that were joined, the long end pointing towards piece number 4, going that way. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take this first large hole, and we're going to line it up with the first hole on piece number 4. Go all the way through, and then you're going to go ahead and stitch like you have been. Remember, you want to make sure you keep your thread tails, the amount of thread on both sides even, and make sure after you do a cross stitch back and forth that you're going through and you're pulling your threads. If you get a knot, just work it out, just like that. It's usually more of a tangle than a knot. And what's going to happen is this is going to curve its way around and start forming the real shape of the purse. We're just a few stitches in. I wanted to go ahead and give you guys an idea if you're trying to picture how this is going to work. So this is going to keep curving. And this lip, as you can see, it's going to work its way in. You can kind of get an idea now how it's going to come together. Then, we're going to put this piece on top, and you can see our little bag already forming. So I did want to mention that as you get into these curves, you're going to notice that you have to bend it a little bit, and you may even need to move it up and down to make your holes align. That's completely normal. So just go ahead and work with the leather, adjusting it as you need to make sure that your holes are lining up. I wanted to show you guys, I'm almost at the halfway point. So you'll see there's a large hole down on this piece. This was piece 4. And then there's also a large hole here. So I've got one stitch that's open till the big hole, one stitch that's open until the big hole. You want to keep making sure, and you can see now these two are going to line up. That's the next set of big holes. And then if I go ahead and bring it around, you can see everything's going to line up perfectly. I've made it all the way around the bag. You can see we've got the actual shape of the bag now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to knot this off. I went ahead and I went in and out multiple times on these stitches, and your last stitch from what would be piece 4 to piece 6, it should have lined up with one of the big holes. So what I did is I went back and forth 2 extra stitches. I'm going to knot it off, trim my threads, and then I'll go ahead and take my lighter and just melt the threads, making sure to avoid the knot.